Hey, lifers, welcome back to the Live the Life podcast. I am your host, Eric Aroca. Yesterday, I was recording an episode for the podcast. We have a very cool guest coming on next week. So I think what's the date next week? Next Thursday, what is it? It's June 12th. So June 12th, we have a very, very cool guest coming on to the podcast. I am excited for you guys to meet her. Anyway, it was a lot of fun recording that episode yesterday. Had a really, really good time. And I think that you guys will all get something out of it. So I can't wait to release that next week. Also, yesterday... something cool came across my memories on my Facebook account. So I just screenshotted it. And it's this right here. Can we see that? So that was a story I did on Facebook. And the release date for my book, From Burnout to Brilliance, which is right there, was 6/15, June 15th. I can't believe it's been a year. It doesn't seem like it's been a year since we released From Burnout to Brilliance. That is weird. I swear it had only been like 6 months. That is really strange that amount of time has gone by. So, I thought in honor of 6/15, I thought, how cool would it be if we went ahead and did something fun by releasing Live the Life You Have Always Imagined on 6/15. Okay? Everything is set. Paperback. We do not, so we have paperback and a hardcover option available. At this current time, we are not doing an ebook. Kind of went back and forth on whether or not to do an ebook. And I still may release one later on, but for right now, it's just going to be a paperback and hardcover. When I released this version, the original, the OG, it was only available on paperback. So we are making it available on hardcover as well. So that's what the cover looks like. I'm excited about the cover. I like that all black cover with a little bit of white accents on it. Very cool. So there are some changes, obviously, right? We stayed with the black and white theme, okay? Because I just like that. This one was very simple. And really, we just added the Live the Life logo to it. That's really what we did. And then at the very top, I'm not sure if it's going to show or not, but at the very top, we put Forward by Jason Hewlett. So, I am extremely, extremely grateful to Jason Hewlett for writing the foreword for my book. It was extremely generous of him to do. I asked him originally for a little blurb. You know how you can put early support for the book or something like that, and you can just write, a little paragraph, and then you put it in the front section of your book. I kind of did that with this one in the back, and this is really all I wanted from Jason, was just a little tiny paragraph that I could use just to put in there, kind of showing support for the book. But he was gracious enough. He said he read it from cover to cover, the manuscript, and he thought it was, I guess, good enough that it warranted more. So he wrote the foreword for my book. So Jason, if you're listening, thank you so much. Thank you. So appreciate it. You are a very, very cool dude. And thank you for keeping the promise to little old me. I appreciate it. So one of the things that I think is cool about the book is like I said, the rewrite, the stories are all the same. Guys, really the content is the same. But this book was really more catered to a much younger audience. So probably like that 15 to 25 audience, which is great, right? Kind of a sweet spot. So when I first started out in my speaking career, that was really my audience. My audience was those 15 to about 25 years old, and that was kind of my cutoff. Because I was talking about how to live the life. I was talking about living the principles to live the life you've always imagined, right? The dreaming more, learning more, doing more, becoming more. And that's what the book is about. And so I really catered it to that audience because that's who I was speaking to. In the book reviews, we got very good reviews on the book, but that was one of the, if we could theme that was one of the pieces of feedback that kept coming back time and time again, that it was people felt disconnected from the book, that were older, people that were in their late 20s, early 30s, 40s, even into their 50s, felt disconnected from the book a little bit because it really wasn't written to them. So for the rewrite, all we did was take the same stories, the same information, and just rewrote it to frame a more mature audience. So basically those 25 to 50-year-olds, right? Now, if you happen to be 55, it's still going to be a good fit for you, all right? If you're 60, it's going to be a good fit for you. By the same token, if you're 15, if you're 18, it will still be a good fit for you as the rewrite. So, super excited for Live the Life You Have Always Imagined to be released June 15th. So that is just a week and a half away, something like that. A week and a half away, and you guys can go out and go get it. So as soon as I get the links available through Amazon, I will be posting the links, making sure that all of you guys have access to it. So go out, get yourself a copy of it. This book, the OG, is not available. Okay? I pulled it. So if you have one of these, hang on to it. These are the last two books in existence. I literally ordered these 2 weeks ago because I was all out. I ordered these 2 weeks ago because I needed to have a couple for myself, just to have in on hand, just little mementos for myself. So look out for the new version. I'm really excited about it. I can't wait. And don't forget, From Burnout to Brilliance, this is a great book for teachers to be reading. Now, I am actually working on my next book right now. It is almost done, Sophie. I am 3/4 of the way there. So I'm not sure about release dates or anything like that yet, but because I still got a little bit of work to do on it, but it will be coming out very, very soon. From Burnout to Brilliance, it's really a book dedicated to educators, specifically teachers. Okay? The principles in the book, look, the principles are the principles, and you can liken them to any profession, but it's very, very targeted to teachers. Okay? So, the new version, I shouldn't say the new version, but the new book coming out, I'm not sure of the name yet, something like Reignite the Spark or something like that, or Ignite the Spark. It'll probably be something close to Ignite the Spark. We'll get you guys' feedback on that and tell me what you think. In fact, if you like Ignite the Spark for the title of the book, let me know in the comments. Or if you have other suggestions, I'm all ears. So it's going to be something like Ignite the Spark with Passion, Purpose, and Perseverance. That book will be for kind of the masses. Again, that 25-ish to 50-ish age range. People who are just starting out in their careers. people who are in the middle of their careers, people who are at the end of their careers. How do you reignite, or how do you ignite that spark within? So, maybe we put that one in there. Ignite the spark within. Getting ideas. Okay, so let me know in the comments. Love to hear from you. Love to make you a part. Hey, if we end up using your idea for the title of the book, I'll send you a free copy of the book. Sophie says thumbs up. So there you go. If I end up incorporating any of your ideas for the book, just guaranteed I will be sending you a copy for you. All right, more information on that to come, I'm sure. Now that the rewrite is completely finished for Live the Life, I'm really going to buckle down and get the other one done. Because like I said, I'm 3/4 of the way there. I think I have like 4 chapters left to write on it. So I'm excited about it. Gonna be good stuff. All right, so Sophie, do we have anything else to cover? Oh, we do. Sophie has her last, what are we calling this? It's not a recital. What is it? Is it a recital? Is that what we call it? She has her last dance recital this weekend. So it's a 2-part show. Maybe not a 2-part show, but the first part is that she's dancing 2 times. Let me just say this correctly. She's dancing twice. So one is a kids ballet, and what is it? What are we dancing to? Alice in Wonderland. So get your shrooms out, your acid. I don't know. Isn't that what Alice in Wonderland is really all about? Okay, somebody tweaking, having like going on a trip. Okay, so maybe don't do that. I won't be doing that. But okay, so she's dancing in Alice in Wonderland ballet, a ballet for kids. So very exciting for that. What part are you dancing? Do you know?
I'm the cat.
She is the cat. Okay, very cool. What's your costume? What color is it?
It's purple and pink.
Purple and pink. Ooh, kitty. Okay, very cool. All right, very cute. All right, then there's a break after probably 5 o'clock, I would imagine. And then we come back at 7 o'clock, 7:30, something like that, for that's the recital. So that's the recital at 7 o'clock, and you're just dancing, you're doing a solo, right? And then she is going to be recognized because she was a senior this year and she graduated high school. And does that also mean that you graduate the dance academy? Or can you continue dancing?
After you're 18, you kind of stop.
So after you're 18, you kind of stop, is what she says. So, all right. So she will be recognized. So after all of these years of blood, sweat, and tears, she will finally get some very, very cool recognition for all of her accomplishments in dance. So we're super excited about that for her this weekend. And I keep telling her, take all of those life lessons that you've learned in dance, and now you're going to channel that energy and that experience to whatever is next, right? And that's how we do it. So super excited for all that she has coming up. And anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to this weekend. That's going to be a good time. All right. So let's talk on today's episode. I'm going to have Sophie put my phone on do not disturb. So let's talk a little bit today. Oh, by the way, cheers. On how to let people go the right way. If you follow me on social media, if you're not, you should be. You can follow me on Eric Aroca, or you can follow Live the Life podcast. So give us a follow, give us some likes, engagement, all that good stuff. Anyway, but this week I wrote a piece about about letting go of ego and firing people quickly. I think that this is a very important piece in our leadership development. Leadership is great when everything is going wonderful. But then when we have to do the hard things, sometimes our leadership falls apart a little bit, or we fall short a little bit. And there's no need for that. We just have to do hard things when we have a title of leader. And this is one of those hard things. You know, you got to have tough conversations, difficult, you're going to be put in difficult situations. But I think probably the toughest thing to do is to let go of people. Now, I think that where we get in trouble as leaders is that when it comes to hiring, we do not want to admit that we have made a mistake. We just want everything to be great. We took the time to post the job. We did the front end interviews. We've done the actual interviews. We made our decision. We made a job offer. The job offer was accepted. We're excited for that individual to come onto the team and produce and build a relationship with them, what have you. And then we kind of get the idea, maybe it can be as early as the first week, or maybe it takes a month or 6 months. However long of time it takes, we come to the decision that that person is not a good fit for that role. They do not belong there. Maybe they don't have the experience, they don't have the skill set, they don't believe in what the organization believes, so they're not a good cultural fit, as we've talked in the past. But we keep throwing resources at it, thinking that, if we just give that person more training, that person will come around. Now, it could be something as simple as that person needs to develop new skills. And so, maybe new training would be the perfect thing to go ahead and rectify that situation and get that person back on track and get them going again. But if it's not just a skill situation, and it's really more attitude and those type of things, cultural fit, then you've got to let them go as soon as possible. And not holding on to that, I can't make a mistake. What's it going to look like if I have to let them go after I just hired them? How are people going to see me? Don't let ego keep the wrong people on your team. So I liken this to like a bushel of apples, okay? Oh, should we use apples or peaches? Peaches used to be my favorite fruit back when I ate fruit. Let's do peaches instead. So I would go out to my peach trees. I have 2 peach trees in my backyard. And I would go out there. Do you remember having peach trees? You don't remember? You were so little. I would go out there and grab, and start harvesting the peaches, right? I took care of them. I watered the trees. I pruned the trees. Did all the things, right? And harvest time comes around. You can go out there and pick the peaches, and they're great. And, you put them in a basket, bring them into the house. And you can enjoy the peaches as time goes on. But the longer those peaches sit out, they will continue to ripen. And pretty soon, when one over-ripens and becomes spoiled, what happens to the rest of those peaches? They all get spoiled. They all useless, right? You can't make peach cobbler. You can't do anything with them because they're beyond help, okay? So I liken that to people. we can throw stuff at them like additional training, or just give them more time, or cater to their needs or their wants. But in the end, you know deep down inside when it's time to let someone go. So if you don't let them go, what's happening to your team is the same thing that's happening to those peaches that are being spoiled by one peach. So you're also going to affect your team in a negative way, because they will know that there is no accountability, right? Like the accountability kind of goes out the window. So you definitely want to squash anybody that has a bad attitude. If it's an attitude problem, if it's a cultural fit, the best thing that you can do for your team and for that person is to let them go as early, as soon, as humanly possible. That's the best thing that you can do. Yeah. Don't make people pay the price for your indecision. You just get yourself in trouble. Your team will suffer. And if your team is suffering, the productivity of the team will also suffer. And we don't want that. We don't want productivity to go down. We want productivity to not always be a hockey stick, but we want it to be continually getting improvement. So anyway, don't be indecisive. Just make the decision that you're going to let them go, and let them go. If it's not working, just act quickly and get rid of them. It sounds so harsh, doesn't it? It sounds harsh, but the reality of it is, it's the least harsh thing that you will do, because you're doing that person a huge favor. They probably don't want to be there. Think about this. If it's an attitude problem, if it's a cultural fit situation, they don't want to be there. They're making a paycheck. So they're not going to be the ones to say, I'm leaving. At least not as likely. You kind of have to force their hand a little bit. So let them go quickly. All right. So let's get to the nitty gritty. How do we do that? How do we let them go? I think that as leaders, we can come to the conclusion that, hey, this person needs to go. I need to get rid of them. You've made the decision. You're well-founded in your decision. But that's the easy part. The hard part is having to sit in front of somebody and let them go. Nobody wants that responsibility. I don't want to do that. But I will do it because it's ultimately going to help that person. In my own career, when I have been let go from past employment, it was not fun. There were times where I really respected the people who let me go, and there are times where I really felt disrespected by the way that they let me go. And you don't want that. You want to do it in a professional manner. And I think that this is a piece where if you are in HR, or if you are a manager or just a leader, and you have that responsibility of letting people go, I think that you really need to make sure that you're doing it correctly. Now, I'm sure that there's more than one correct way to do it. I think that whatever method you use to let people go, or to let them know that they are no longer employed with your organization, that people should walk away from that with a positive experience and with their dignity intact. So I want to share with you some of the ways that I have been let go in the past. A bit of a shit show, if you ask me. So early in my career, I was let go by a company, and their message to us was, we're having layoffs, and someone from HR, or we have our team from HR, our HR team, so they said our HR team will be walking throughout the company, throughout the building, and if they come and tap you on the shoulder, that means you have been selected or you are affected and you will be laid off. Okay? That's the plan. I want to know what idiot decided that that was a good way to go about doing this. Because I spent 8 hours playing hide and seek. That's what most of us were doing. We'd see HR coming at the far end of the building, and we duck for cover, hide. If they can't find you, they can't tap you on the shoulder, right? Now, luckily, I never got tapped. I wasn't selected, but what an unprofessional way to let people know that you are no longer employed. Very unprofessional. Another time, and this one was more recent. This one was only like about 5 years ago. I was doing some work for a local company in Salt Lake City, and they decided that they were doing away with the learning and development team, which I was on. I was a manager for the learning and development team. And the CEO came into town, and he had only been CEO for about 6 months, so I really hadn't had very many opportunities to speak with him or any of those type of things. And since he was in town visiting, because our headquarters were in Tennessee, and so he came and was on a visit, and it was a Thursday, I believe, and he said, hey, this was in the morning, he approached me and he said, hey, can you make time on your calendar? Are you available at 2 o'clock today so we can sit down and talk? And I was like, oh, certainly. I will free up, anything that I have going on to make sure that I have time for us to meet. And so, sure enough, 2 o'clock came by, went to his office, and actually, it was just, we stepped into the conference room. He didn't have an office at that building. So we stepped into the conference room, and this is how the conversation went. So, Eric, how you doing? Good, doing good. How are you doing? Great, awesome. Okay, so Eric, you're into bass fishing, right? How's the bass fishing out here? I know it's really good out in Tennessee. There's lots of people that fish for bass in Tennessee, but I didn't know that there were bass here in Utah. Oh yeah, there's quite a few bass here in Utah. Lots of our local lakes have them. In fact, that lake that you're staring at, in the distance right there, Utah Lake, has a lot of bass. I go there quite a bit. Most of the lakes up in the canyons, up in the mountains, have smallmouth bass. So yeah, bass fishing is very, very fun. I really enjoy it. There's a lot of them to be caught, and yeah, it's a great time. We talked about bass fishing for 10 minutes. Before he said, we are making some organizational changes in the company, and we are basically getting rid of the L&D department. So your job is affected. You are terminated, effective immediately. And then he finished it off with, I just want to let you know how great of a job you've done in the time that you've been with us. How much we appreciate all of the training workshops that you've created and delivered, and how how much value that has brought to our organization and to our people. So thank you so much for all that you have done. Guys, that's called a compliment sandwich, or as I like to call it, a shit sandwich. Talk about something nice or compliment them at the beginning, right? He totally had my guard down. I never saw it coming. Never in a million years would have imagined that meeting was to terminate me, because we spent 15 to 20 minutes just talking about my hobby of bass fishing. And then you get the bad news, and then in the end, you get compliments about whatever. Shit sandwich. Unprofessional. Completely unprofessional. Don't do it. Just don't do it. By another company, I know you guys are probably thinking, how many times have you been let go? And I'm like, well, there's actually been quite a few. Another company, early in my career, when I was working in pharma sales, they decided to let me go. They scheduled a phone call company-wide on December 15th. Now, personally, look, if you have to have layoffs, I don't agree with layoffs. I think that there are other solutions that you should be looking into besides laying people off. But if push comes to shove and you absolutely have to have layoffs, do it professionally. They scheduled a call on December 15th, and definitely do not do it in December. I don't give a crap if your end of the year numbers are going to take a hit or not. Do not do it 10 days before Christmas. That is just low. You're a low life if you're having layoffs in December. Don't do that to other people. That is just not right. Wait till January. Do it in November. But don't do it 10 days before Christmas. All right. They schedule a call for December 15th at 7 a.m. So basically what that was, and this is not a video call. Okay, this is way before Zoom and before Teams and any other app that you can think of where we use virtual stuff. I think what was the big thing that we used back then? Skype. That's what we used back then. This was before Skype. Okay. So they schedule a call for 7:15 in the morning. The only people getting a phone call are the ones being affected by the layoffs. Okay? So, 7 a.m., everyone's up, probably getting ready for the call, just doing this. Are they going to call me? Oh my gosh, what time is it? It's 7:13. It's 7:14. It's 7:15. Oh, it didn't ring. Mine rang. And I found out I was being laid off. Again, unprofessional. So unprofessional. We come up with these different ways. We try to figure out as leaders, as HR people, how to let people go. How do we let them go? What new technique can we use? How do we not hurt anybody's feelings? And how do we blah, blah, blah? I don't know. Whatever you're thinking of isn't working, because those three methods of letting someone go, I believe, are just extremely unprofessional. And it says a lot about you as a leader. So how do we let go people the right way? How do we do it the right way? Good question. So, I think that we have to be not cruel, but you must be honest. You must be professional and allow people to have their dignity when it's all said and done. So how do we do that? how about if we approach it by being very clear, being very direct, and being extremely respectful? How about that as a solution? I think that sounds like a good way to go. So, Eric, what does that look like? How about something like this? Sophie, thank you so much for your contributions, but today is your last day. Here is all the information you need for your severance package. Or if there's no severance package, here is a number for HR that you can call. Please turn in your badge, or any other property, and we will get you on your way. That's it. I didn't even include that. I said thank you for your contributions. There you go. That's it. Clear, direct, respectful. That's it. Thank you for your contributions, but today is your last day. Here's the information that you need in order for you to move on. That's it. I love it. Now, I have been let go by that approach in the past. And I am here to tell you that I felt like I walked away with my dignity. I did not walk away with anger like I did for that CEO who talked to me about bass fishing for 15 minutes before delivering the bad news. Because I was like, driving home the whole time, I was so upset thinking, why would you do that to someone? Why would you just start talking to them about something very enjoyable, something that they love to do, and then wham, deliver the bad news? Why have my guard down so you can deliver the bad news? That is a total scumbag move. That's what that is. It is a scumbag move. Hopefully that individual is not letting people go in that same way anymore, but probably is. Because that's just, I don't know, that's just how it is. But I thought that was a cruel way to do it. Okay, so I think that aside from that, then we start making it more convoluted. We start making it more confusing. We start adding things. We start complimenting. Just stop. Just be clear, direct, and respectful. Thank you for your contributions, but today is your last day. Here's the information you need in order to move on. That's it, you guys. It is so clear. See, we don't have to make this difficult. We don't have to make this hard. We don't have to make this uncomfortable. If you are a leader, you could easily do this because you're being clear, you're being direct, and you're being respectful to the individual that is being affected by you letting them go. So, this isn't an easy thing to do, but leadership is not supposed to be easy. So, lead from the front, live a principled life. Your team and your culture deserve clarity. They deserve you being decisive in your decision making, especially when it comes to employment. Be decisive, be clear. Your team and your culture deserve that. Think about the message that you send to the rest of your team when they hear, because they're going to hear right? It is so asinine to me when HR or leadership says, we would appreciate it, and please remember that by company policy that we are not to talk about your income, and out of respect for the people that have been let go, we do not talk to them, blah, blah, blah. Guess what the first thing they're going to do? First thing they're going to do is compare salaries. First thing they're going to do when you get let go is you're going to call your old teammates, or your teammates are going to call you and say, hey man, I'm so sorry that you got let go. That sucks. Is there anything I can do? Blah, blah, blah. Because you've built relationships with these team members. And so they want to have your back. They want to show support. And you're going to tell them how you were let go. I did. I got a phone call from one of my team members, and I had to say, yeah, I didn't see my boss. She called me, and I had to say, yeah, I was totally surprised by the fact that we talked about bass fishing for 15 minutes before he actually said, we're getting rid of your position or your department. See you later. Oh, and by the way, thank you so much for everything you did. You were great. What? I'm so confused. People are going to talk. So your team is going to find out in the end how you let someone go. And that will affect the rest of your team. So be clear, be direct, be respectful, because your team will appreciate that. Because they know that if their number ever comes up, that you will be clear, you will be direct, and that you will be respectful with them. And they will appreciate that. So it affects your team. So do it correctly. Do it the right way. Don't get good at hiring. You're going to make mistakes when you hire. No one bats 1,000. Okay? It doesn't happen. So just get over yourself a little bit. Realize you're going to make mistakes. But get really good at firing. Do it early. Do it as soon as you realize that that person is not a fit on your team. Do it then, so that you can get the right person in that seat who will be productive, who will be successful. But when you let that person go, again, be clear, be direct, be respectful. Guys, I hope this has been helpful. I would love to hear from all of you in the comments. Listen to me sounding all Utah-ish. I just said I would love to hear from all of you instead of saying I'd love to hear from y'all and see what. Okay, but put your thoughts down in the comments. I would love to learn what inventive ways you have been let go under. So share how you have been let go, and just any other comments that you guys have. Like I say every week, I am happy to go through, answer any questions, and I would love to learn from you as well. So don't be shy. Put down in the comments, or maybe not even how you have been let go, but what you've heard has been done to other people. Anyway, we can have fun with that. So as you go out and as a leader, and as you continue to lead from the front, remember that living a principled life helps you as a leader, and it helps the people that you lead live the life. See you guys next week.